juicy.
Naturally, you don't have to do all of these things. You don't have to do anything. But if you can save yourself some time and remain in balance, that's the best. That's a good start. I'm going to use terminologies in this video that I'll have to explain in other videos and only touch briefly on certain topics because it would otherwise be a half-hour video. So I'm going to get right into it. If you're going to start meditation or any kind of energy work, anything having to do with gathering, I would be grounded. That means, let me move my mic. That means touching the earth when you're sitting or standing. This is ideal because you have yin and yang energy, and yin is generally more slowly accumulated, but when we're touching the ground. So gradually, as yang is gathered or built quicker, you attain it much quicker. But yin comes with that, just more gradually. That can create problems down the line if you are gathering and building a lot of yang qi in an energy center. So that's something that I will expand on in another video as I go into the differences, I guess, of gathering yin or yang qi. But right now, for this video, keeping it super sweet, be grounded if you can help it. You can either sit outside, right on the ground, preferably cotton, wearing cotton, cross-legged, or standing barefoot during your practice. Or you can even pick up one of these grounding mats. I'm not sponsored because my channel has no views, but regardless, you can pick up one of these mats. I know it feels ridiculous probably to purchase one of these things, but I ended up doing it, and I do feel an immediate difference when I do practice with these mats. A lot of it has to do with my history of practice, though, so I can feel it relatively quick. For a newcomer, they would probably not feel any difference whatsoever. But yeah, believe it or not, when I first was practicing grounded, not being outside, I had a big, it was like a cover for my air conditioner or something. It was this big metal plate in my apartment. We had taken it off. I just said, you know what, I'm just going to use this as my ground. And yeah, I meditated on that thing for over a year. I'd say probably, I think it was about 2.5, 3 years before I ended up just getting a grounding mat. Okay, step 2, tongue placement. So for anybody who hasn't done Qigong or even just dabbled in Qigong, you may or may not have heard of this, but basically you have two main meridians that are commonly mentioned, which is the governing vessel. Meridian is an energy channel. It goes up your back and it flows up and then falls forward, connecting to the conception vessel, which is on the front side. People believe that when you touch the underside of your tongue to what would be the base of your nose, essentially, on the inside of your palate, behind your teeth, if you touch your tongue there, and I'll show a picture, it's supposed to close the connection, close the loop. It's supposed to make it flow more efficiently between both channels. Yeah, so I like to think of it as the base of your nose, right behind where your palate is. So the tip of your tongue pretty much touching there, and the underside as well. That's how I've always done it. And you can do it on inhale and exhale. You just keep your tongue there while you practice and you breathe through your nose. There's plenty of practices where I'll explain. You actually can change the tongue position. During inhale, you put your tongue there, and then during exhale, you may put your tongue just neutral. But just for the sake of it, you can technically always keep your tongue up if you're practicing. There's nothing inherently wrong, as I'll continue to say in my future videos. Anyway, step 3, focus on your dantian. What is the dantian? I'll go into in a separate video, but basically it's your second energy center. It's just below your belly button, about 3 inches, and then 3 inches in. As you start meditation, before everything, essentially, You rub your palms together. You rub your palms together, and right hand on the inside if you're a male, left hand on the inside if you're a female, and then the other hand overlapping. You want your middle knuckle on the underhand to touch the base of your palm on the other hand. And just have it over your dantian. And then you can just breathe. You can technically, you breathe through your nose, mouth, whatever, for about a minute, or just keep your tongue to the roof of your mouth, uh, like I mentioned before. And just for a minute, just try and lightly focus on the dantian. Yeah. And this will put emphasis on the energy going there. As time goes on, it will be more and more clear that energy is gathering there. After that minute, you can place your hands on your side, palms up, palms down. Doesn't totally matter right now. Step 4, increase sensitivity to chi. I made another video called Chi Permeation, which I'll try and put in the top of this video. It's important that you do this before your practice. I know I put it as step 4. I'm just putting it in the list of importance for basics, just general knowledge. So you should be doing this before practice to increase your awareness and sensitivity, and it'll make all of your practices more effective. Even if it's completely different in the future, if you do this practice, it will give you an advantage for sure, just in future practice. You may feel signs that would otherwise take people much longer sooner than them. You would feel it much sooner. This has been my experience across multiple disciplines. So I really do recommend this. I think it's very important to do. And just do it before you're building, you're gathering, which would be like meditative practice, breath work. It's important to do. Moving on. In step 5, keep meditation simple. Keep it simple. Usually in meditative practice, the first thing I always hear is that I can't do it because my mind is too loud. I can't stop my thoughts. Right? I don't know what to focus on. The truth is that if you slow your breath, the mind will follow. So how you do that, it'll be very hard in the beginning, probably even to go 7 seconds. So when you start, you inhale for 5 seconds, 5 long seconds. And then you exhale for 5 seconds. And if you can, you go to 8, you go to 10. Right? So when you do that, the main thing to know that you can actually count up and continue. So let's say you inhale for 10 seconds and exhale for 10 seconds, if you can do that, right? The way to know that you should even be doing that is when you exhale, if it's not held, if you're not forcing yourself to slow the exhale, if you're not labored, then fine, you can do that. But the moment that you tighten up or you are forcing the breath, you're really making sure it goes out at the same pace to reach this 10 seconds or 8 seconds, then you need to lessen the number because you're defeating the purpose. As soon as you have that tenseness, you're losing the plot. So just whatever you're most comfortable with, let the breath, you just expand your diaphragm on the inhale. And on the exhale, when the diaphragm comes in, just let the breath fall. Just let it fall out. Let it leave. Let it go, basically. All right. I'm going to do future videos going deeper into meditation and terminologies because I'm going to be referencing this video because people need the foundation, basically, for future practices that I will be showing on the channel or talking about. It's just important that you know that you should be grounded. It's important that you know about the tongue placement at the roof of the mouth. And it's important that you're sensitive when you do these practices. So going forward, the videos will probably be on terminologies. Just like generally what is associated with what, dantian, meridians, that kind of thing. Um, yeah, and then I'll get into more basics of meditation because the basics of meditation they're almost endless, like how deep you can get. So yeah, concluded.
Juicy.